probably the most life-shaping thing for me is that I am a preacher's kid. I'm the youngest of three boys and a native Nashvilleian. And I grew up, my father not only a preacher, but he taught at a denominational Bible college. And so we were in the thick of religious and church politics and the some of the ugliness and controversies of that. And that's the way I grew up. The youngest of three, my the oldest of us, my oldest brother, is also an artist, and he was a field commander in the high school marching band, and then he was in pit percussion, and he played piano, and I just thought these things were the coolest thing ever. And my brother Jeff, I've later come back and said to him that he gave me permission to be creative, and that was perhaps his greatest gift to me. So my father's a preacher, and my mother did lots of things, mostly secretarial and clerical work. But during the 80s, my formative years, she was a secretary for a record producer on Music Row in Nashville. And so I grew up also being well versed in music and music business, of course, church music, because we were, a lot of times my dad would preach and the family would sing and blah, 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 blah. And then my mom worked for a record producer, and I was exposed to um, the music business. I am very Southern, um, but in a like the urban South, if that means anything to you. Those of you from the South, it probably will. Um, what else? Shaped very much by music, church music, like I said, music business. Um, I ended up studying saxophone for a while during my school years and was a jazz head. Loved Ella Fitzgerald and Tony Bennett. And then my favorite singer songwriter of all time is Paul Simon, and I really latched on to Paul Simon, Sting, and people like that. So that's it. I love the outdoors, but for me, I would rather hike in the woods than go deer hunting. I'd rather backpack and camp than go mudding. Not interested in that. Give me a canoe over a jet ski. That's the kind of pace that I like to be in the woods. I married my high school sweetheart, and we have four children, two girls, two boys. Having the girls especially was rocked my world since I grew up in a house of all boys. All of a sudden, having girls has made, well, I mean, all my kids make an impact and serious life changes. But certainly the girls have changed a lot of perspectives on my life and seeing the world at least a little bit through their eyes. So that's it. I hope I'm a loyal friend and full of compassion. I pride myself in being able to get along with lots of different people, different viewpoints. And there you go. I'm a passionate storyteller. I love it because I believe in the unifying power of story. Yeah, does that help?